Hi, everyone. Welcome back to English Podcast Voice. I'm Quinn.
And I'm Riley.
And we are ready for another deep dive into what I think is one of the biggest challenges in language learning.
Absolutely. We're talking about how to really achieve fluency.
Yeah, and you know this feeling if you're learning English. It's that brain freeze moment. It hits you right in the middle of a sentence. You're talking to someone, and you have the perfect response, like fully formed in your native language.
You can hear it perfectly in your head.
Exactly. But then there's this gap. This tiny, tiny moment where you try to convert it into English and your brain just, I don't know, it slams on the brakes.
And everything just stops. You might say, and the whole flow of the conversation just dies.
Yes, those awkward silences start to creep in, and it feels like this huge delay, even when you totally know the answer.
It is a massive delay.
Oh.
And that feeling, that's what we call the translation trap.
The translation trap.
According to all the sources we looked at, it's the #1 thing that stops students from becoming truly fluent. It just makes communication feel so slow.
And exhausting.
Totally exhausting. One article described it as trying to catch up to a train that's already left the station.
Oh, I feel that. You're always running behind the conversation.
Exactly. But today, our goal is to show you how to cut out that middle step entirely.
So no more translating.
No more translating. We're going to show you how to think directly in English. And we've got a specific strategy we'll talk about narrating your life that when you practice it, becomes completely automatic.
Automatic. I like the sound of that.
We call that goal second nature. And stick with us because we are going to test you on that concept later on just to make sure you've locked it in.
A pop quiz.
Oh.
Okay, I'm ready. But before we jump in, if you're finding this helpful, please make sure you subscribe to English Podcast Voice and give this deep dive a like. It really helps us reach more learners just like you.
All right, so first things first. We need to understand why this happens. Why do we all fall into this translation trap?
It feels like a personal failure, but you're saying it's not.
Not at all. It's a habit we learned in school. Remember those first language classes?
Oh, yeah, vocabulary lists.
Exactly. You learned casa equals house, libro equals book. You were basically taught to memorize a code.
A translation code, not what the words actually mean in context.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And that method, it drills in this really slow, multi-step process. Think about it. You hear English.
I translate it to my language.
But then you form a reply in your language.
Then translate that back into English.
And then you finally speak. It's like 4 or 5 mental steps for one simple sentence.
It's exhausting just thinking about it. And it explains why when you try to speak quickly, the words come out all messy.
They do. They come out messy. The grammar gets weird.
Yeah, the order is all wrong.
Right. The words come out, as one of our sources put it, completely scrambled.
Scrambled. Okay, hold on. That's a great word.
This.
I mean, I know it from breakfast, scrambled eggs. But for thoughts, can you unpack what scrambled really means here?
Let's do it. That's a perfect vocabulary target to start with. So, scrambled just means messy, disorganized, or confused. When we're talking about your thoughts or your speech, it means your words are maybe in the wrong order or your ideas are all mixed up.
I think you're under pressure.
Exactly. The pressure to translate quickly just jumbles everything up. Let's do a few examples to really make it stick. For a formal example.
Yeah.
The police noted that the witness's testimony was completely scrambled because of the stress of the situation.
Got it. The facts were all out of order.
Right. And a more casual one. I was so tired last night, my thoughts about dinner came out all scrambled. I literally couldn't even form a clear sentence about what I wanted to eat.
And there.
And a funny one. My dog ran through the house with my car keys, and now my entire morning schedule is totally scrambled.
I love that. It's just mental chaos. Okay, let's try a mini skit.
Yeah, let's do it. Imagine we're in a really chaotic office. I'll be your super stressed out coworker.
Okay, I'm ready. Hit me.
Okay, I need your input now. The report deadline is tomorrow, but I also have to confirm the meeting with Mr. Johnson, and the blue file needs a signature before lunch, plus the internet is down, and we're out of paper. What do I do first?
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hold on. You just threw like 5 different things at me at once.
I did.
My brain is totally scrambled right now. Can you list them one by one, starting with the most urgent one?
Perfect. That's exactly it. Your brain got scrambled by too much information too fast.
Thanks.
And for collocations, those word pairings, you'll often hear scrambled thoughts, scrambled data, and of course,
scrambled eggs.
You got it.
So the big goal is to stop my brain from scrambling everything. How do we do that? Like, what's the very first step?
The first core strategy is all about creating an immediate link between an image and a word. And we do that by labeling.
Ah, the sticky note phase. I remember this.
Yes. Every serious language learner does this. You take sticky notes and you cover everything in your house.
The mirror, the cup, the refrigerator. My apartment looked like a kindergarten classroom for a month.
But it works. The psychology behind it is called image association. Instead of seeing a chair and thinking, native word and then the word chair.
You just see the chair and think chair.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It bypasses your native language completely. It forces a direct link between the object and the English word.
So you're basically retraining your brain to learn like a kid again through context.
That's it. It's a method called dynamic immersion. You're turning your entire home into this constant passive learning space.
I like that, a learning space. It's powerful because you're not sitting down to study. You're just living.
And every time you open the refrigerator or look in the mirror, that English word just pops into your head.
Yeah.
It starts to break that old translation habit you learned in school.
Okay, so that's for single words. What's next? How do we get to full sentences?
The next strategy is to start thinking in simple sentences.
And this is where people, including me, usually mess up. They try to jump from cup to some super complex sentence.
It's a classic mistake.
Mm.
The key is to start small. Think of them like building blocks. You just make really simple, straightforward sentences in your head.
Like what?
Like, it's sunny today, or I need coffee.
The bus is late.
Exactly that simple. The goal isn't to be perfect. Don't worry about grammar. The goal is just to get your brain used to forming thoughts in English, no matter how basic.
That makes so much sense. I used to feel this pressure to think in, like, really smart academic sentences.
And what happens?
I just freeze up,
Yeah.
and then the translation monster comes back.
Exactly. So start small. The complexity will come naturally later. And this leads right into what our sources say is the single most effective technique of all.
Ooh, okay.
It's narrating your life,
Yeah.
using self-talk.
So this is like having a little voice inside your head that only speaks English.
That's your secret weapon. It's your own private 24/7 practice session. There's no pressure, no fear of making mistakes, because it's all happening inside your head.
You're like a sports commentator for your own life.
Precisely. If you're cooking dinner, you think, I am heating the pan. I am adding salt.
I am chopping the onions.
Or if you're driving, that car is red. I am turning left. It might feel a little silly at first,
It does feel a bit weird, yeah.
but you are actively connecting actions to English vocabulary in real time with zero translation involved.
And you can do it with all those little simple jobs we do every day.
Right. Those ordinary daily activities are the perfect low-stakes practice ground.
But isn't that exhausting? Like thinking in English all day long.
That's a great question. And yes, at first it is tiring. You're literally building new pathways in your brain. The key is to start small.
So not the whole day at once.
No. Just narrate for 10 minutes while you wash the dishes. Then maybe 15 minutes on your commute. If you feel tired, that's not failure. That's your brain working. Take a break.
So it's like sprints, not a marathon.
Exactly.
Okay, so you mentioned those simple jobs. I feel like there's a better word for that. The boring, everyday stuff.
There is a perfect word for that. For those ordinary, not so exciting activities, we use the word mundane.
Mundane. I like it. Let's unpack that one.
For sure. So mundane describes things that are ordinary every day and maybe a little bit boring because they're part of a routine.
Like doing laundry or cleaning the kitchen.
Exactly. Those are mundane tasks. Okay, 3 examples.
Let's hear them.
A formal one. The professor assigned the interns the mundane task of alphabetizing hundreds of files.
Necessary, but boring. Got it.
A casual one.
Mhm.
After our amazing vacation, coming home to the mundane task of cleaning the apartment was really difficult.
I feel that one deeply.
And a funny one. Even superheroes have to deal with the mundane task of doing their own laundry.
He's just picturing a superhero folding socks. Okay, that makes the word stick. We have to do a skit for this.
I love it. Let's do a skit about avoiding a really boring chore by being overly dramatic.
Perfect. I'll be the one procrastinating by narrating in my head.
Okay, I see your email inbox. It's a lot.
Sighs dramatically. I know. I must now face the mundane task of clearing this digital clutter. It is a quest of epic proportions.
Are you okay over there?
Yeah.
You seem to be having a very intense moment with your keyboard.
I am deeply engaged in this most mundane task. It requires great focus and a dramatic inner monologue.
Right. Okay, then. And for collocations, we often say mundane chores, a mundane existence, or narrating mundane tasks.
Perfect.
And narrating those tasks, it helps to reinforce the connection between the action and the English word.
Reinforce, so it like strengthens the connection.
Exactly. It makes it stronger. That repetition cements it in your memory.
That's a good word. I feel like strengthen is common, but reinforce sounds more, I don't know, official, like we're building something.
It's a great verb for this process. Let's unpack reinforce. To reinforce something means to strengthen or support it, usually through repeated action. So when you use a new word over and over, you reinforce its place in your brain.
Okay, examples.
Formal 1. Regular exposure to new words in context helps to reinforce vocabulary retention in the brain.
Makes sense.
Casual. Using new phrases in conversation right after you learn them will reinforce the lesson much better than just reading a list.
Practice what you preach.
Exactly. And a weird one. I wear my lucky hat to the gym to reinforce my belief that I can lift heavy things.
Hey, whatever works. It's like psychological reinforcement. Okay, let's do a skit. Study buddies.
You got it. I'll be the one struggling.
Okay.
Ugh. I keep forgetting how to use this grammar rule. It's so confusing.
I know, but remember what we said. You have to use it in conversation like 5 times today to reinforce the memory.
You're right. You're right. I need to practice to reinforce it.
Okay.
I'm going to use it in my journal tonight.
And say it out loud. That will reinforce it even more.
Good call.
Yeah.
And for collocations, you'll hear reinforce a habit, reinforce a belief, or reinforce behavior. All about making things stronger through repetition.
Okay, so we're building these habits, but we're still surrounded by our native language. What's next?
Next is creating your own mini immersion bubble. And the fastest way to do that is strategy number 4. Change your digital environment.
Ah, yes. The big one. Switching your phone to English.
Your phone, your computer, your social media apps, everything.
I did this, and the first 2 days were genuinely frustrating. I couldn't find anything in my settings.
But that frustration is actually learning. You're forced to navigate your digital life in English. You learn all these functional words without even trying.
Like send, delete, post.
Update required. All those practical terms become second nature because you have to use them every single day.
It's a huge step, but it's not enough to just be surrounded by English, right? The quality of how you learn matters.
That brings us to strategy 5. Deep learning, not memorization.
This is my big mistake. I used to try to learn like 100 random words a week from a list.
And could you use them?
Nope, not a chance. I could recognize them, but I couldn't produce them in a sentence.
Because fluency isn't about how many words you know. It's about how well you know them. It's about how quickly you can access them.
So how do we learn them more deeply?
One key method is visualization. When you hear an English word, you shouldn't think of its translation. You should see a picture or feel an emotion.
Can you give an example?
Sure. Take the word approach.
Yeah.
If you're translating, you think of the word in your language for come closer.
Right. An extra step.
But if you're visualizing, you hear approach, and you immediately see an image in your head. Maybe a person approaching a building or a storm approaching. You connect it directly to a concept, not a translation.
So it's about what the word expresses, not just what it means.
That is spot on. And the number one tool to build this habit is the English to English dictionary.
The dictionary game changer. I was so resistant to this at first. It just felt so much harder.
It feels harder, but a bilingual dictionary is actually holding you back. It's like a leak in your English brain. It always gives you an easy escape back to your native language.
So when I look up a word like exhausted and I just get the one-word translation, I'm not really learning.
Exactly. But if you look up exhausted in an English-only dictionary, you see the definition, extremely tired. Now your brain connects exhausted to other English words, creating this strong web of connections.
That makes so much sense. Shifting to that dictionary was a total breakthrough for me. It really changed my whole strategy. What's the word for something like that? A radical shift.
The perfect word for that is game changer.
Ah, yes.
Love that word.
Let's unpack it. A game changer is something, an idea, an invention, a new strategy that completely changes the way things are done.
It changes the whole game.
Exactly. For a formal example, the company's new software was a game changer for employee productivity.
Okay.
Casual. Switching to an English-only dictionary was a game changer for my vocabulary.
That's me.
And a funny one. Finding out my local coffee shop has unlimited refills. A literal game changer for my student budget.
Unlimited coffee is definitely a game changer. Let's do a skit. A student realizing a new study method. Perfect. I'll be the one stuck in the old way.
Got it.
I spent all night memorizing this list of 50 phrasal verbs. But I still can't use them. I feel like I'm going backwards.
Stop. You're doing it the hard way. I
Yeah.
started writing 3 different example sentences for every new phrase I learn.
Really? Does that actually work?
It's a total game changer. I'm training my brain to use the words, not just recognize them.
Wow. I need to start doing that, like, right now.
See?
And for collocations, you'll often hear a total game changer, a technological game changer, or a mindset game changer. It's a really powerful, common word.
Okay, so we're thinking in English, we're using the right dictionary. What about practice? What about, media?
That's strategy number 6, active immersion in media. But we have to be smart about it. Let's talk subtitles.
Ooh, the great subtitle debate.
So level 1 is the trap, English audio with native language subtitles.
I did this for years. It doesn't work. You just end up reading in your own language.
It's the worst method. Level 3 is the goal, English audio, no subtitles, pure listening.
That's the advanced level.
Right. But the sweet spot, the training zone, is level 2, English audio with English subtitles.
Ah, okay. Why is that the best one?
Because it forces your brain to connect the sounds you're hearing with the words you're seeing. It builds that powerful link between spoken and written English.
And you can make it active, right? Not just passive watching.
Exactly. When you hear a new phrase, pause the show. Look it up in your English-only dictionary. Then say the sentence out loud, mimicking the actor.
So you're turning Netflix into a language lesson.
You're turning it into your classroom. And beyond TV, our sources really recommend children's books.
Why children's books?
They use simpler grammar, but the descriptive language is often really rich. It's a great way to build vocabulary without getting overwhelmed. And of course, podcasts.
Hey, like this one?
Exactly like this one. Short podcasts are great for hearing different accents and real conversational flow.
And speaking of daily habits, let's talk about journaling for growth. I found this to be huge for me.
It's strategy number 7, and it's incredibly powerful. Journaling is basically having a structured conversation with yourself in English.
And it's private, so there's no fear of mistakes.
Right. It forces you to organize your thoughts directly in English. Even a few sentences a day builds the habit.
Plus, you can track your progress. You can look back and see how much better your writing has gotten.
And that builds confidence. You see your accomplishments, and it motivates you to keep going. It helps you fine-tune your whole learning process.
Okay, we've covered a lot of techniques, but I feel like the biggest barrier for most people is psychological.
You're absolutely right. Which brings us to our last core strategy. Embrace imperfection.
This is the big one. The fear of sounding stupid.
That fear is a real block. Anxiety literally jams the signal in your brain. When you're stressed about grammar, you can't think clearly.
And your thoughts get scrambled all over again.
You got it. So you really have to give yourself permission to make mistakes.
Laugh at yourself a little bit.
For sure. If you're doing self-talk and you mess up, who cares? Just correct yourself and move on.
And when you're talking to native speakers, remember it's practice, not a performance.
That is so crucial. Most native speakers are happy to hear you try, and they're usually willing to help if you ask. Don't let shyness stop you.
All of this, the self-talk, the journaling, the practice, it helps you learn to think on your feet.
To think on your feet, exactly. And when you do all these things every single day, the skill starts to become automatic.
Which brings us back to our big promise from the beginning.
It does.
Yeah.
What do we call a skill that you've practiced so much, it just feels completely natural and automatic?
It becomes second nature.
That's the one. That is the ultimate goal for every language learner, so let's unpack it. Second nature is a skill or a habit that's been practiced so much it feels instinctive. You do it without thinking, like riding a bike.
So for us, it means thinking and speaking in English without that exhausting mental effort.
That's the goal. Let's do our examples. Formal. After practicing for a year, using the new software became second nature to the development team.
They don't even have to think about it anymore.
Exactly. Casual. Driving in heavy city traffic is second nature to my taxi driver friend. He's not even stressed.
Wow, I wish.
And a funny one, ordering my super complicated extra foam half-calf coffee in English has become second nature to me.
Laughs. The complicated coffee order is the true test of fluency. Okay, let's do a skit for this. A skill that used to be hard is now easy.
I love it. I'll be the amazed friend.
And I'll be the expert.
Whoa. You just solved that super complex math problem in like 10 seconds. You didn't even use a calculator. How did you do that?
Oh, that. After doing hundreds of these practice problems, day after day, it's just second nature now. I don't really think about the steps. My hand just knows what to do.
That is amazing. That's the flow state we want for English.
Exactly.
And for collocations, you'll hear things like become second nature or feel like second nature. It's all about that effortless automatic skill.
Okay, before we get to the quiz, I have a common mistake question.
Let's hear it.
It's about that word immerse. It's a great word for this topic. It means to get deeply involved.
It is.
So, is it correct for me to say, I must immerse in English every day? It feels right, but also a little wrong.
That is an excellent question and a super common mistake. You've got the right verb, but you're missing one tiny important word.
What is it?
When you talk about involving yourself in something, you need the reflective pronoun, myself.
Ah, of course, immerse myself.
Right. So here are the two correct ways a native speaker would say it. Correction one is what you just said. I must immerse myself in English every day.
Okay, immerse myself.
Or a slightly more casual way is to say, I need to get immersed in English every day.
Get immersed, got it.
Both are perfect.
Yeah.
Just remember that with a verb like immerse, you need to show who is being immersed.
That is so helpful. It's always those little words that trip you up.
All right, are you ready for the pop quiz we promised?
I am ready. Let's do it.
Okay, question one. Which technique helps to reinforce your language skills and make them stronger? Is it just reviewing grammar rules, or is it things like journaling and daily self-talk?
It's definitely journaling and self-talk. Using the words in context is what really helps to reinforce the habit.
Spot on. Question two. If your thoughts come out all messy and disorganized because you're nervous and translating too quickly, your thoughts are?
They are scrambled, and that's our reminder to stop translating.
Perfect. And question three. What do we call a revolutionary shift in strategy? Like switching to an English-only dictionary that changes everything?
That is a game changer, a total game changer.
Excellent. And the final question. When you practice every day, what is the ultimate goal? That state of automatic ease you're trying to achieve.
The goal is for it all to become second nature.
You nailed it. You absolutely crushed it.
So if you only take away 3 things from today, remember these. Game changer, because a small shift can change everything. Scrambled, as a reminder of what you're trying to avoid. And second nature, because that's the beautiful, effortless goal.
It's all about training your brain to work with you, not against you.
And before we go, here's your micro challenge for the week. Pick one thing from today, just one. Either change your phone language to English or start using an English-only dictionary. Then tell us what you started in the comments below using the word game changer.
And a final thought to leave you with. The goal isn't to be faster than a native speaker. The goal is to understand words by what they express, the image, the feeling, not just by their one-to-one translation. Once you do that, you're truly thinking in English.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to English Podcast Voice.
We hope this deep dive helps you get one step closer to that goal.
I'm Quinn. See you next time.
And I'm Riley. Bye.